And at that point, I was just like, what is this?
The Coeur d'Alene Police Department is recommending charges against a security company after a woman was dragged out of a Republican town hall meeting. Plus, new speed cameras are now live on I-90. What the state hopes these cameras will do.
It's a snap back to reality. A round of showers tonight brings about cooler temperatures in the days to come.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Amanda Rowley. Mark and Whitney have the night off. In continuing coverage tonight, after more than a month of investigating, Coeur d'Alene police have recommended charges to the Kootenai County Prosecutor's Office. This stems from the night of the Kootenai County Republican Town Hall back in February. KREM 2's Christian Garza went through the case filings and spoke with a woman who was allegedly assaulted during that town hall. Christian?
After close to a month and a half of investigating, Coeur d'Alene police believe it has compiled enough evidence to recommend charges against Lear Asset Management, which was the security firm at the town hall, as well as charges against another private citizen. It was this moment when Teresa Borenpole was dragged out of a Republican town hall in Coeur d'Alene after shouting at speakers. Coeur d'Alene police are now recommending charges like battery, false imprisonment, and kidnapping against security firm Lear Asset Management, as well as charging another private citizen separately with battery and possessing weapons or firearms on school property.
It happened so quickly, like I don't even know where this man came from. Like all of a sudden he was just like in my personal space.
Megan Kuntz, who was attending the town hall with a group of friends, including Borenpole, was also allegedly attacked that day by someone who was attending the town hall.
And so I was just watching this happening and I was thinking, oh my God, somebody needs to go be with Teresa. I didn't know what that meant in my mind at the time.
When the situation erupted, Kuntz tried to be there for her friend Borenpole, but was ultimately blocked by another attendee.
And at that point, I was just like, what is this? I've never been assaulted. I've never witnessed violence before like that. So it was very just like shocking.
Kuntz says while it has been a very traumatic time for her friend group, she is grateful that the Coeur d'Alene police are taking this seriously. The attorney representing Borenpole sent KREM 2 a statement on the recommended charges, saying in part, Teresa is pleased that the criminal justice process is playing out as intended and awaits the prosecutorial decision. KREM 2 also reached out to Lear Asset Management for comment on the recommended charges. Its CEO, Paul Trowett, says in part, we are building a defense for the false allegations against the company. We feel favorable about this defense and are in the appeals process for the revocation of our license at this time. While there have been plenty of comments in support of Borenpole being taken out of the town hall, Kuntz says the most surprising part of the whole situation was the outpouring of support for Teresa on both sides. Now, it is important to note that these recommended charges are specific to Lear Asset Management and that private citizen. Now, there is another separate investigation currently going into Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris and his involvement with the whole situation. KREM 2, Christian Garza.
All right, thank you, Christian. Now, over the weekend, police in Pocatello, Idaho, shot 17-year-old Victor Perez after they received a report of a drunk man holding a knife trying to stab his family. The Pocatello police shot Perez 9 times, leading to him needing a leg amputation and remains in critical condition. The family said they pleaded with officers as the 17-year-old is autistic, nonverbal, and does not understand English.
Como en menos de 3 segundos empezaron a disparar. No dialogaron nada. Bueno, en los videos canta todo. No, él no entiende inglés. El niño es un nene incapacitado. Él no puede caminar. Él no habla mucho. Él camina, pero no camina normal. Y yo le decía a ellos, mira, no disparen, que es un niño especial. No me hicieron caso, nada.
In a press conference, Pocatello police say they arrived on scene responding to what they believed was a dangerous situation. Video shows the teen swinging at officers with a knife. Police say he refused to follow orders. The family says the incident has left them with many questions as to why deadly force was used so quickly against a teen with disabilities. Coming up at 6:30, we'll have the full interview with the family. Switching now to look at weather. Hopefully you were able to enjoy some of the sun and warm weather we've had today, but it looks like we're gearing up for a bit of a cool down. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo, who is outside enjoying what's left of that warm weather today.
Oh, it's so nice out here, but yeah, as you did mention, it is going to get a little bit cooler in the days to come. We still sit at 67 degrees. It's warmer out here than it is in the studio right now. It's beautiful. 67 here and across much of the region. Temperatures in the upper 60s, still hanging out at 70 in Lewiston, but a little bit of cloud cover moving in is what's starting to drop those temperatures. Comes with a light wind, but thankfully nothing too crazy. A low moving into British Columbia and a cold front draped down to the south is a classic wind maker for us. This one, not a big wind event, but you will notice an uptick in the breeze this evening. All of the moisture already hitting over on the west side. We are on the cloudy side of things. Our filtered sunshine now, you can see some of that filtered sunshine, will turn into thicker clouds and the possibility of rain as we move through the remainder of the evening. Showers don't look to start until around 10 p.m. Our best shot to get those 11 to about midnight before they move out, and we find plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Next wave, that doesn't arrive until Saturday. Starts to snow up in the mountains. Few scattered thunderstorms later in the afternoon. More likely rain than thunderstorms, but thunderstorms are possible nonetheless. Then we find sunshine later in the, well, not in the day, sorry. Sunday is when we find that sunshine. Got excited. 61 tomorrow, 53 on Saturday, and then back near 60 with sun on Sunday.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Well, if you've driven over the state line recently, you may have noticed a couple new additions on eastbound I-90. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy breaks down WashDOT's new speeding pilot program and why you may get a surprise in the mail.
If you've taken notice of Spokane County's newest roadside attraction, it's already doing its job.
We're really hoping to see a drop in speeds in this area.
WashDOT's new roadside speed cameras are part of a $1 million pilot program created by state lawmakers. The Transportation Department partnered with State Patrol and the Traffic Safety Commission to roll out the program in only 2 spots across the state, in Skagit and Spokane counties. Kyle Miller with WashDOT says those locations were selected based on higher rates of crashes and speeding, among other factors.
Crash data was part of it. Geometrics of the roadway was part of it. The speed of the roadways.
The cameras work on the average speed method, meaning this camera at point A near Liberty Lake will capture your speed. And then 3 miles east, a second camera here at the state line will track your speed once again, then using time and distance, average out that speed. Now, if you were over the legal limit, expect a surprise in the mail, but it's not a ticket.
They will get a courtesy notice in their mailbox. Essentially, it's a safety message, right? It talks about how we're really trying to help increase safety, but also at the same time, talk about the potential fines that could be if a trooper or somebody else is to pull you over.
The cameras will capture speed data through June. That information will then go to the state legislature along with public feedback on the program.
We will be able to track how speeding went, really, some maybe before and afters, working with the Traffic Safety Commission on some of their analytics.
Miller says testing the equipment is one goal, but the main driver of this program is cut down on crashes.
We really want to drive home safety, slow traffic down to reduce injuries in our crashes, reduce the severity of the crashes.
Shannon Mowdy,
and really make sure that people come home safe.
KREM 2 News.
Well, homeowners are speaking up against potential Washington state property tax hikes. State budget proposals call for eliminating the 1% annual cap on property tax increases. Homeowners joined Republicans at the Capitol yesterday, telling budget writers increased property taxes could make their home unaffordable. One Mason County woman says it's already hard to pay her property taxes.
During my time in caring for my mother, I found myself continually behind. And finally, after 3 years of hard work, dipping into my retirement and selling my mother's jewelry, excuse me, I was finally able to get caught up.
Senate Majority Leader Jamie Peterson, a Democrat from Seattle, says the property tax hikes are needed to help pay for schools and public safety. And Avista could be raising Washington electrical rates. Avista filed a request with the Washington Utilities and Transportation Commission to increase electric rates by more than $15 million by July 1st this year. Avista says the request is aimed at recovering deferred power supply costs through its energy recovery mechanism. If approved, Avista says customers could see their monthly bills increase about $2.55 per month. In day 4 of the Lori Vallow trial, her own brother takes the stand. Watch the trial live each day, only on KREM 2+. Download the app on your TV and watch for free.
Why is there so much money, much more money available in college sports today than there were in the 1970s? Why do the sons and daughters of American taxpayers have less opportunities to compete?
Coming up after the break, the proposal that could dismantle the NCAA.